Hello guys, welcome, or if you've been to this channel before, welcome back. I am the Philadelphia Whovian, and this is the last video I am doing of my top 60 classic Who episodes. We did it, guys. Let's take a big old swig of water. Oh guys, we did it. Here we are now at the top 10, and if you want to see my previous 50 favorite episodes, just watch the previous, videos I've uploaded onto my channel so you can see the countdown, because I admit I'm too tired to do a recap. So, with these top 10, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. This was a painful top 10 to make, in the sense that, honestly, I'm giving you a top 10, but really, they're all equal. I love these 10 episodes all equally so much. I just had to put them into an order. So really, this is a top 10 that's almost in no particular order. But it has to be in an order, so I'm giving you the top 10. That's what this is. But at the end of the day, I love all these episodes equally. These are the stories that, whoa, blow my mind every time I watch them. I never get sick of watching them. I never get tired of watching them, and they will always have a special place in my heart. So without further ado, here comes my last top 10 episodes of my top 60 favorite episodes of Classic Who. Alright, so now for my top 10 slot, it's actually a tie. Yeah, I cheat. What do you want from me? I'm human, not a saint. And it's a tie between the first part of the E-Space Trilogy, Full Circle, and The Three Doctors, which is the second multi-doctor story I was able to purchase. The Three Doctors is perfection, but so is Full Circle. I feel like this is the strongest one of the E-Space Trilogy, and I love the E-Space Trilogy. As those who've seen my previous videos know, I definitely do. But oh my god, I love Full Circle. And I know people hate Adric, but you know what? I like the episode. I don't hate Adric. He's not my favorite companion, but I don't hate him either. He's just there. So I just love this story, but I love this one too. Top 10 slot is a definite tie there. So, for number 9, my very first Dalek story of Classic Who I ever saw, Remembrance of the Daleks with the 7th Doctor and Ace. I saw this story and it blew my freaking mind. I mean, I just sat there like a vegetable on my bed. I'm like, I can't get over how awesome this is. I cannot get over. Do I sound like a Cyberman mixed with a fangirl? Yeah, I think I sound like a Cyberman mixed with a fangirl. Sorry about that. Either way, yeah, that's, oh dear lord. Remembrance of the Daleks, the two Dalek factions, Imperial Daleks versus the Renegade Daleks, trying to get the hand of Omega, and it has to ties back into an unearthly child, because the Doctor has not been there since 1963, so it's like, oh, is that why he went there? Oh, really? Whoa, that is pretty cool. That is pretty freaking awesome. And Ace just being a badass Ace. I love you, Ace. You are so wonderful in every single way. And the idea for Boombox, and the plot line with Mike betraying them, etc. and so forth, and every single beat and moment. And yes, when Davros enters, he only enters briefly, but that's because this is the first story. And it's implied that Davros, he's there in the background. He very much is, but he's just hidden, so he gets revealed to the very end. But we do see him, he's just covered in his, on his, commander's seat and all that. So he's there, we just don't see him to the very end, but also this is the very beginning story to a Doctor's season. So I understand Davros not being in it for very much, because it feels like he's going to come back. You know, that's what it felt like with this one. So it worked very well to me here, that Davros was not overused. In the sense, I know I sound like a hypocrite from before, but actually it just works here. This is how you do it, because it's the very beginning of a season, where you don't want to overdo your villain probably too much when it comes to characters like Davros. But yes, oh, such a good story. My god darn. Dear Lord. Sorry, now for my number 8. I cheated before, I'm going to cheat again. My number 8 slot is the Black Guardian Trilogy. Modern Undead Terminus, and Enlightenment. I love them all. I know some people don't like Terminus, but I love them all. I think they all work together in a very beautiful way. They're all stylistically different, but there's a cohesion to them that is absolutely wonderful. I love these stories so very much. Love the Black Guardian. Love, even though Turlo is just morally corrupt, somehow his character works in this. He just does. Modron Undead, I love Modron. I love the story. And with Terminus, I love the idea of the ship Terminus. I just do. And Enlightenment, of course I love Enlightenment. It's just so awesome. So that's the number 8. The entire Black Guardian trilogy. Yes, I cheated again, but do you really hate me? I mean, shouldn't you try and find better things to hate? Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. So for my number 7 slot, we have the 6th Doctor with Perry, Vengeance on Veros, or Veros. This story is known for being one of the best stories of the 6th Doctor era, and it shows. The idea of kind of reality TV, people tuning into it, like the idea of watching people get tortured. It's just bold, but also revolutionary, but also classical at the same time. It does everything. It connects to the past, the present, and the future with what it's trying to appeal to when it comes to ideas of a species, when their idea of entertainment. It really does. It's also very well paced. And Colin Baker is giving a phenomenal performance in this. I mean, Colin Baker always gave a phenomenal performance, but he gave a really phenomenal performance in this. I like him. I like Perry. I love those two together. Number 7. Number 6, okay, here is another controversial one because this, oh God, I never see this on any top 10 list, but what can I do? I love this episode. I love this story. I love the Keys of Marinus, or Marinus. I do, very much. And I even said in my video about it that it might even have been the video that seems to be a very good blueprint to the keys to time, or the key to time. I just feel like it does. You know, the keys, they got to get the keys to get together to work this machine, but then it gets into the hands of the wrong person, so they have to destroy the machine, but each time they have to go to a different place to find a part of another key, and when they do, it's a whole different environment than the previous one they left, and they have these adventures every episode, so every episode has a new environment they have to get used to and find a key, so every episode does not drag. It's always going, because you have to invent a whole new world and then have them solve the problem in that one half-an-hour slot. This is just, for me, I love this. I think this is a very overlooked, underappreciated episode. I like it. I'm sorry, guys, I do. Those people who do not like this episode, I understand, but I like it. I just do. Alright, so number 4. Oh my gosh. Number 4, I fought to get this episode too, or this story, and I was not disappointed. It may not be complete because of the episodes that are missing that were done in animation, but this is such a good story, I don't care. Once again, the 2nd Doctor has the best Cyberman stories. The Invasion. The Invasion. Once again, just, it's so good. And Jamie and Zoe are used well. We've got that other super gorgeous woman in this story as well. I just love the pacing behind it. I love the build-up it took. It's 8 stories. 8 stories. And I never got bored once. I just, oh God, I love it so much. It's just, words can't describe it, and I love the Doctor in it. But I always love the 2nd Doctor. I love him. I think he's great. He's one of the best for me. So I love you, 2nd Doctor. Okay, now for number 3 in the... Yes, we're now into the top 3. And we're back at the 7th Doctor with Ace. And we've now gotten to the greatest show in... Sorry, I'm trying to find the best place to angle it, but the light's hitting it because it's so bright. The greatest show in the galaxy. This story is so wonderful. It's creepy, it's scary, it's moving, it's powerful, but above all, it is creative. This is showing how at the very end the writers were still doing their best to give you good stories. Whether you accepted them or not, no. The writers went out with a bang and said, we're going to give you the best of the best we can. And The Greatest Show of the Galaxy was one of those best of the best. It was so creative. I mean, it's just so unique. An idea of the werewolf, Mags the werewolf, with a hunter who likes to collect people. It just does everything so well. I can't get over how good it is. The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. I'm sorry. I think this definitely deserves my number 3 slot. Now we're hitting the number 2. And we've got The Caves of Androzani by Robert Holmes, said to be one of the greatest episodes, or the greatest episode there has ever been, and they are right. This episode 4 parts, and it is perfect. Perfect. I know some people think it's overrated. I don't know what you're... What? How is this overrated? No, it's not. The Caves of Androzani is not overrated. It is awesome, and it's popular because it's awesome. It's not overrated. You're just calling it that because it's so popular. That's all it is. The Caves of Androzani is a perfect episode, a perfect swan song for a doctor in every way, shape, and form. Shiraz Jek is a great antagonist, and Morgus is a despicable villain. It's paced well, it's shot well, it's directed well, it's acted well. It's uber creative with the, oh god, and Shiraz Jek with his androids. It's just so wonderful. It's Robert Holmes at his absolute best. It is absolutely perfect in every single way. It is not overrated. It is perfect. Just is. Now comes, before we get to my number 1 slot, here are some honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1. Oh, sorry. Get a little bit uncomfortable here. Number 1. Again, I want to give a shout out to Battlefield. I only saw 1 episode of that story, but the 1 episode I saw was absolutely perfect. So I want to hope that Battlefield is like that's what Battlefield is always like. So I'm going to give an honorable mention just for that 1 part to it. So we have that. Then we have Death to the Daleks. I like Death to the Daleks overall. It just didn't make the list. I like it a great deal. I do. Then we have Planet of Evil. Now with Planet of Evil, I know what a lot of people hate it and think it's the worst part of that particular season. I don't know why. I like it more than The Brain of Morbius. I don't know why, but The Brain of Morbius is my least favorite of that season of the 4th Doctor. The Planet of Evil, it didn't make the list because it's just too heavily inspired by the movie or the other show, the show or whatever it was, The Forbidden Planet. I'm not disparaging it for that at all, because the writers the writers and producers of that particular episode even said it's really like The Forbidden Planet, to the point where they thought it was almost plagiarism. But there are things about the Planet of Evil I do enjoy. The cinematography, the scenery, the direction, the lighting design, spellbinding. Absolutely spellbinding in every way, shape, and form. It really is. It's just, it's too heavily, I mean, I'm okay with things being heavily inspired by other things. It's just that it didn't make the list. Because I see why people are not interested in it. But I like the idea that the planet being evil, being consumed with antimatter. I like all that stuff. Another one that did not make the list is The Two Doctors. I saw The Two Doctors only once, and I loved it. But here's the thing. I saw it once. And I need to go back and rewatch it again to make sure it's not just me having a bias towards it, where I favor it immediately so I'm not seeing the entire story and being objective about it. I need to take time away, then go and see it again. Another episode I want to give an honorable mention to is The Rescue. A great introduction to Vicky. Very good. But the only thing that holds it down for me is the ending, where they had 2 random guys come in and kill the villain. I just wish they had let the Doctor be the hero and he took down the villain. That's made more sense to me if he just... And I also would like William Hartnell to have had that really cool moment. I really would. Another honorable mention goes to my favorite part of the Trial of a Time Lord, which for some reason reason is a lot of people's least favorite, and it's Terror of the Vervoids. I like Terror of the Vervoids. I overall enjoy Terror of the Vervoids. I don't know why No, I like it. I absolutely like Terror of the Vervoids. I don't get why it gets hate. I think it's the best part of the Trial of a Time Lord. I really do. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I'm forgetting before I do my number one pick when it comes to honorable mentions? First Doctor. I don't think I'm missing anything from the First Doctor. Second Doctor. No, I think I got all the good ones there that I saw, to be clear. Third Doctor. Did I get everything that I absolutely love from the Third Doctor? Did I give a shout out to everything that I thought was great? Think so. Fourth Doctor. There's probably something I'm missing there. There probably is. And I feel bad that I'm probably missing it because I feel absolutely terrible. Fifth Doctor. What didn't make the list? Anything did not make the list? Oh, well, if it didn't make the list, I'm sorry that I overlooked it when it comes to honorable mentions, even if it was a very, very good episode. I'm sorry that I just forgot about it. But my number one pick for I feel like, again, my top 10, they're interchangeable. They really are. But my number one, this is where it fell. Spearhead from Space. The Third Doctor's very first story with the Utans. Oh, that's what it is. A slight honorable mention goes to Terror of the Utans. It's not as good to me as Spearhead from Space, but overall there are many things about it I like. Now back to Spearhead from Space. God, I think I'm done now with those. Think I'm done. Yes. So, Spearhead from Space. Oh my god. The Utans were absolutely terrifying. They scared the crap out of me, but boy did it have the Third Doctor enter with a bang. This is now Doctor Who is color TV, and this was absolutely awesome in every way. Awesome! The Doctor was great. Liz Shaw was great. The Brigadier is now back, and I love Brigadier. Even when he's wrong, I love him. The pacing was perfect, and the Utans, again, were absolutely terrifying. The creation of the Nestines. This just brought a new era of Doctor Who in, and I loved the era of this. I love the entire season, but Spearhead from Space is just absolutely perfect to me in every single way, and it reached my number one slot because it just has a special place in my heart. But again, these top 10 are completely interchangeable. They completely are. They really, really are. But this is my top 10, and I absolutely love it. So thanks, guys, so much for listening to my top 60 classic Who stories. You guys were absolutely awesome just for sticking in there and enjoying it so much. Or even if you didn't enjoy it, you're awesome just for sticking it out and in watching all these videos. Thank you guys so much. And then, what is your top 60 classic Who stories? Yeah, that will keep you thinking for a bit. So just remember that one time you're working your job at Monday or Tuesday or whatever day you see these videos afterwards, and you've got a few minutes of free time that you don't want to, and you like, okay, I've got a paper and a pen. Jot down, wait, what is my top 60 favorite classic Who stories? I'm interested to hear what they are. Thank you guys. And if you don't come up with a top 60, as a lot of people naturally wouldn't, still, what are your faves? Thank you guys so very much. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Guys, this was a fun one. Thanks for making it great.